All right, folks, we're here with Cameron Deane Stewart. He plays Matt in Bad Kids Go to Hell.
I do.
Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us, Cameron. We appreciate it, man.
No problem.
So tell me, man, why don't you begin by telling the people a little bit about your character. Who is Matt?
So Matt is kind of the opposite of how I feel like I am. I don't. Matt is. I feel like everyone. You can be an outsider in so many ways, but Matt is like the outsider. He is kind of the black sheep of the group, and he's constantly trying to prove himself and find a redeeming quality within himself throughout the whole movie, and they keep suppressing that. So he's the outsider who's trying to make things right.
That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yes.
How is it that you became involved with Bad Kids Go to Hell?
The grind, the audition grind. I was out here, actually flew back to meet with Matt and Barry for the director's session, and that was it. And then you get a call one day and say, hey, you know what, you get the job. And I love the script. I loved the script when I first read it. It was fantastic.
I mean, it's very different.
Oh, it's so different
than a lot of things that you see. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
it's so different than everything.
So, was there any point where you had any reservations about whether it was something that you should, mess with? I mean,
you know what the thing is, the script and the movie itself, they go from one extreme to the other. Like it's kind of at times it's very real. It's very and as actors it was great because we were allowed to really do to give some performances that people can relate to. Real emotions that people go through. Right. And at the same time, it's crazy. It's nonsense. It's a madhouse, and it's a wonderful madhouse.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you read it and you think, this could be something really great, and then you see it, and I'm so glad that it is.
In a lot of ways, and I know you may not be able to admit to this, but in a lot of ways, you kind of feel like the centerpiece of the whole movie. I mean, it's like it's an ensemble cast.
It is. It's an ensemble cast.
And a strong one. But as I feel like if you don't deliver, it kind of falls apart. Did you feel that way, and was there ever any pressure in that regard in your mind?
You know what, there wasn't really any. I tried not to put as much pressure on myself and it was so much easier because the cast that was surrounding me was so phenomenal. I love them both on set and off set. We felt, we're family, which is great. You can only ask for that. So to say that I carried, it was a wonderful opportunity, and I still consider it an ensemble cast, and it was great. And I know the movie opens with a scene in which I'm in, but it was a collaborative effort, and it couldn't have been the way it was without everyone. And I truly feel that way. How
much of Matt is in Cameron, and how much of Cameron in Matt?
I think there's. I think Matt definitely has vulnerability. I'm an emotional guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve. It is what it is. And so I think Matt, which is great, is that he's able to show that throughout the film. He's not just the intense. He's intense and he's dark, and he's got kind of a history that comes out throughout the story. And at the same time, I'm able, as Cameron, to relate to that. Everyone has moments that are dark, that they kind of become, reclusive, and they don't want to engage with other people. So I think there's a balance. You've got to find a piece of you in every character to make it real.
Absolutely. Now, we're here, of course, at Comic-Con.
Yep.
Do you dabble in comics at all, or do you, in the past or anything like that?
I haven't done. I haven't read many comics. I mean, I read ours.
Okay, right. That's good.
I read ours.
That's a start.
Always a good starting point. Always a good starting point. No, I never really grew up reading comics, but I will say that I just saw The Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
And it blew my mind. It's
Did it really?
So good. I absolutely loved it.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen it yet, so I suck. I know.
Andrew Garfield is so talented. He's so talented. I loved it. So now I'm gonna just read everything I can possibly find.
Let me ask you this, though. Having not read comics before, really, when you did read Bad Kids Go to Hell, the graphic novel, how did that inform your performance in the movie?
You know what? I had read the script first.
Okay.
So I kind of had to already build an idea of what I wanted Matt to be.
Okay.
So the only reason that I really had read the comic was to be able to stay true to what the fans have already expected.
Gotcha.
So I want there to be, it's the movie version of Matt Clark.
Right.
but I want there to be nuances that the comic book audience can relate to.
Right. I think you did a good job.
Well, thank you.
Look,
thank you.
Final question.
Yes.
Comic-Con 2012. Sum it up in one word, man. What do you think?
Overwhelming. Overwhelming. I have to say, it's the amount of people, and this is so many more than one word. There's so many more words than one. But it's fantastic.
Good
Fantastic.
stuff.
Yeah.
This is Cameron Deane Stewart. He's in Back His Go to Hell. Make sure you check him out.
Matt Clark. Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot, man.